So good evening, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us tonight for a very special Face It Live Q&A session presented by Fayette County Public Schools and the 16th District PTA. And so, of course, during this time, it is so important for us to continue to connect to our families and our communities where we can come together and engage one another and support each other. And so the Face It platform allows us to hit that real talk virtually and to build real partnerships and allow real ways for us to just express what we're feeling, exert our energy in a positive way, and be very solution driven in our approach to how we're going to face everything that our community is going through right now. So tonight's topic is getting ready for life after high school, navigating high school to college transition. And so tonight we are the FCPS College and Career Coaches. I'm Charlize Lewis, and I am from Tates Creek High School. Mr. Sims?
I'm Jordan Sims, and I'm the college career coach at Lafayette High School.
Ms. Jones?
I'm Monica Jones, and I'm the college and career coach from Frederick Douglass High School.
Mr. Bingham?
Hello, I am Vince Bingham, and I am the CCR coach for Henry Clay High School. Go Blue Devils.
So we have two of our college and career coaches that are not able to be with us tonight, and that's Brandy Ashford from Bryan Station High School and Pamela Bates from Dunbar High School. So tonight we're going to talk about building a bridge. So we're going to build this bridge from high school to college and career. We're in a pandemic, and we don't feel like our seniors have already gotten the best of everything because we've had so many gaps in our services. But here's the thing. We want to make sure that we give you all resources to help you build that bridge that goes from high school to college and career and to help you in that transition.
Yes, and speaking of resources, there are several resources that your school's college and career coach can assist you with. Now, keep in mind, this is just a list to get you started. We offer several services for our seniors. You always hear the magic word FAFSA for your free application for federal student aid. We encourage all seniors to complete that starting when the window opens on October 1st of each year. We can also assist with college and career planning, such as college applications, resumes, cover letters, and job applications. Keep in mind that your school has additional events surrounding these services as well. Campus visits, we are also able to serve as your admissions liaison. So if you have questions and you need an additional support to assist you with bridging the gap between high school and college, just feel free to reach out to us. We want to make sure that you're building great relationships because that will be needed when you need your letter recommendations, and we want you to be able to have really strong ones. ACT prep course, if you need to make up any credits, we can assist you with Play-Doh or Odyssey-ware. Always keep your academics first. So we always want to focus on that, and we can review your grades and credits with you. And of course, we work as a team. So teamwork makes the dream work, right? So we do coordinate with our admin teams and counseling and student support teams. So typically you hear the term readiness. You hear college or academic readiness and career readiness. So tonight we want to make sure that you know exactly what that means. So our three buckets that we're going to focus on are academic readiness, which is also known as college readiness, career readiness, and military readiness. Now, the most popular benchmark that we like to think of in terms of college readiness is the ACT, and we look for scores in 18 in English, a 19 in math, and a 20 in reading. Keep in mind that a lot of colleges are becoming test optional due to the pandemic. So even if you don't reach those benchmarks, there is still a lot that you can accomplish, and you can still make it to college. We can also look at dual credit. That is a great opportunity for students to earn both high school and college credit at the same time. So if you take 2 dual credit courses, that would be 6 hours, and earn a B or higher. That would make you college ready. AP courses is also an option. 2 is once again the magic number there, and we still want you to score well. So in order for AP to count, you do have to take the AP exam and score at least a 3, 4, or 5. Now, if you take an IB course, you can take 2 courses and pass with a 5 or higher to gain college readiness. And last but not least is AP. So there are a lot of benefits with advanced placement courses. So if you take 2 and achieve the benchmarks for AP, then you also obtain that. So, and that is specifically for the Cambridge international exams. I mentioned the AP a little earlier. So now as we pivot to career readiness, the most popular that most of our students like to think of are industry certifications and COSA, which we now refer to as EOPs, an end of program assessment. So if you are in a career pathway at your school, you might be eligible to take an industry certification. And if your pathway is listed for an EOP, you would need to take and pass that end of placement exam with a score of a 70% or higher. Now, you can also use a combination of dual credit courses and CTE courses to achieve career readiness as well. So if you would like to go a different route, the military is also an amazing option to take advantage of. And the first exam, or the main exam for military entrance, would be the ASVAB. So that is the Armed Services Vocational Aptitude Battery exam that can be offered at a recruitment office or your school. So just reach out to your CCR coach to see what is the best route for you. And of course, if you have questions, we're always here to help. And after taking that exam, you will be able to enlist if you meet the prerequisites. So as we mentioned, ACTs are a great benchmark for readiness. So we want to make sure that you are aware of the ACT dates for the remainder of this year. They are taking place quickly. So some of you might have taken an ACT at your school. If you're a sophomore or junior, definitely take advantage of the free opportunity to take it at school. And for those of you who would like to test over the summer, you have June 12th and July 17th as your test options. Make sure you pay close attention to the deadlines. Try to get registered by the regular deadline so you don't have to worry about a late registration fee. The registration deadline for June 12th is May 7th, with the late registration ending May 21st. And the regular registration for July 17th is June 18th, with the late registration ending on June 25th. So go ahead and get registered. Don't wait until the last minute. Miss Lewis.
So we want to spend a little bit of time about talking about which path will you choose. If you look on this particular diagram, you see, am I going to go to college? Am I going to go to career? Am I going to go to life? Because it all is about life after high school. What are you going to do? So are you going to choose a certain route or a certain pathway to go? So when we talk about different journeys to the same destination, I always say, ultimately, you're going to end up in a career, right? When you become an adult, you have a career, because adulting is about having to go to a job every day, also about paying bills. We don't like to hear about it, but it is life. That's what's going to happen. So don't be so fast to grow up. If you're a student, don't be so fast to grow up, because it means you're going to be paying bills real soon. So you have what's called the traditional path and what I call the straight and narrow. So that means you're going straight from high school and you're going to go straight to college. Not necessarily do any type of work that's specific to a career. You may have a part-time job or do a summer job, but you're going straight to college. And I know right now with the pandemic, a lot of students are talking about taking a gap year, which is taking a year off to gain some experience before they go to college. You have what's called the alternative path, what I call the crossroads, where you are doing two things kind of simultaneously. And so then you got to decide which way you're going to go. So you're going to school and you're working. And a lot of people now do both of those things full time. They work a full-time job and take up to 12 to 15 hours in college. And then you got the non-traditional path, which is the winding road. So it's kind of like you go out there and you go in the workforce and you do a job for so long, and then you decide to go back to college. So you got these three type again: the traditional straight out of high school to college, alternative, which you're kind of doing both things at the same time, and then non-traditional, you work first and then you go back to school. And some people may choose not to go to college at all. You might want to get certifications, and so that's also an option for you. You might even have a job where you can get trained on your job and get certifications on your job. And so what we always want to do is make sure you have enough resources to assist you whichever path you choose. But at the end of the day, you have to choose your own path. You have to explore different types of college options and different types of career options. And if you click on this link, which this PowerPoint will be available, it will take you to a presentation that we did last month, which talks again about life after graduation and bridging those gaps even more.
Okay.
All right. So with resources, these are a lot of different things that you have at your disposal that are out there, whether it's communications, whether it's websites that you can use, anything like that. So yeah, did we skip a slide? Okay, there we go. Cool. Awesome. So with college planning, so Kentucky Higher Education Assistance Authority is one of the best resources that you guys have. They provide a lot of information about how you can start from your freshman year all the way up until your senior year with getting ready for college. And one of the big sayings that we always say is that it's never too early and it's never too late to get ready for college. Like literally you could start freshman year. As soon as you go in freshman year, start mapping out what scholarships you want to apply for, what intended majors you may have, things like that. Start looking at a pre-college curriculum checklist. So what all are they going to be looking for when you're applying to colleges? This is why your grades are so important. Understanding like what classes to take that may go in for college credit, whether they're AP, dual credit, anything like that, any type of advanced classes that can make you stand out on an application. All of these are things that you could start doing your freshman year and all the way up into your senior year. Picking a school. So there's a lot of great tools to use out there. Career One Stop is a really great place to use, especially for like choosing your major or choosing what your interests are, which can then help you lead to what college you may want to go to that has your major. But really start looking at, do you want a small campus atmosphere and be somewhere where there's only about 1,500 to 2,000 students? Do you want a medium-sized campus of 10 to 15,000? Or do you want to be on a big public university or four-year college that has about 20 to 35,000 kids on it? So it just depends on what you're comfortable with, what environment you want to be in. Text for College is another really great program to sign up for. You'll get text message alerts about upcoming events, any type of updates that are going on with your college planning. This is technically for after high school. So this is through the KCTC solution for summer melt. So this is kind of helping you guys stay in the loop with everything that's going on the summer before you start college that fall. Check and see what requirements there are to get in. It's always good to plan ahead to see what the GPA requirements are, not just for admissions, but also for scholarships. Double check and make sure that the GPA that you have is going to help out with applying for scholarships and academic aid, but also look at ACT scores as well and SAT scores. Now, this next year, it might look pretty much the same with ACT being waived. There's a lot of colleges already saying that they're waiving the ACT for this next year, but that is strictly for admissions. You still should send your ACT score in for scholarship purposes. Okay, so make sure you're still sending it in just for that reason. Make sure you're doing that. Paying for college, again, it's never too early to start looking at that. So if you are a freshman joining, start as a freshman and go ahead and start looking at private scholarships outside of your school, everything like that, to make sure you got all that lined up. That includes FAFSA, federal money, Pell Grant money, private scholarships, institutional scholarships, and KEYS money. Again, it pays to get good grades. So the higher your grades are, the more money you're likely going to have going into college. And again, like I said before, start early. Explore your careers now with that career assessment. Career One Stop is a phenomenal website that you can use as a way to explore what your skills are, what your hobbies are, and how they can translate into careers. and really just start doing that. And the same thing for military careers. Hopefully this next year, we can start doing a lot more in-person visits from a lot of these different places with military members and everybody coming back to the schools. I know at Lafayette, we've already got people coming back. So go talk to the recruiters and the representatives that come from these places to make sure that you get the right information and all the information you need to answer those questions.
All right. So you've taken care of business in high school, and now it's time to go to that first year on a college campus. Okay. So if you were anything like me, I don't know how the CCR coaches' parents were, but they basically dropped me off and sped off. So they were happy to get rid of me. So, you stand there, bags have been unpacked, you're in your dorm room, so you're figuring what next. Okay. So, one of the things that I tell students, whatever you need on a college campus, it's there. Okay. So, banks, doctors, nurses, whatever you want, it functions just like a community. Okay. So, you want to make sure that you take advantage of all the resources that are there available to you. Okay. And I tell students too, these aren't resources that are going to come to you and say, hey, I think you should do this. These are things that you're going to have to take the initiative and seek out yourself if you need help. Sometimes when we get dropped off on campus, it's almost like we're left to our own devices, but there are support services there. There are all types of resources there to help you get through whatever it is you need. So you can look at these things through the Office of Student Affairs, Student Life, or if you're in a TRIO program, all of those things can be readily available to you. So make sure you seek out what it is you're doing, or where it is you want to navigate. So like I said, once again, in the TRIO program, all of those things can be right there in front of you that you can have access to. But if you're not in that program, you're going to have to look around campus and access that student affairs office to get access to some of these things. Disability services is one. If you're having accessibility issues, anything like that, or if you have a learning disorder, they're going to have advisors there. They're going to have individuals there that specialize in being able to get you acclimated to campus and being able to get you where you want to go. So if you have any type of learning disability, let's see, my computer. Okay, there we go. So if you have any type of disability, any needs, intellectual disabilities, physical disabilities, there are people there that will help you. All right. Tutoring services, that transition from high school to college, studying is different. Being able to organize is different. So if you fall back in some classes, you always have tutoring services available. Now, from what I understand, a lot of these services are free, I guess, depending on where you go. So once again, make sure that you're reaching out. If you feel like you're going to fall behind in a class, it doesn't matter where you're at. Just make sure that you're accessing those offices because they are there ready for you. They'll have adults there. They'll have students there that have probably taken the classes that you've been in. So they can kind of give you a leg up on what's going on. The same with study groups. There's study groups there, depending on your major. They have living learning communities, things like that. So there's always people there that are in the same boat that you are. So just like the tutoring services, if you need anything academically, just make sure you're seeking these things out. You may see them on flyers, digital flyers, anything. So people are always advertising around campus. Let's see, the writing center, something that I needed. You may be a good writer in high school, but once again, that transition to college may be something difficult. So the writing centers are really great because it'll help you structure your papers for the type of class that you have. Once again, an A paper in high school with a certain structure may not be the same as college. So if you're struggling in that area, make sure you get to a writing center so it helps you acclimate into what college writing's about. So you'll have some really good resources there. Professor office hours. These are always important. Teachers always love when you come in, let them know that you're interested in the class. If there's something you're struggling with, tests, papers, anything like that, teachers like when you go see them. That lets them know that you're interested in your grade, you're interested in the subject, and you really care about what's going on. So Make sure you hit those professor office hours. Work, study, and part-time employment. For those that qualify, you can actually have jobs on campus. And these are jobs, you could be working in gymnasium, you could be working in campus centers, cafeterias, lots of opportunity there. So if you just need a little bit more money, something tacked on to your tuition bill, these are some programs that they'll have there. And make sure you access that also. The co-curricular, band, choirs, intramurals, clubs, once again, you're just not going to get dropped off and have nothing to do. Whatever it is you want to do, there's going to be something for you on campus. Like I said, intramurals is big for people that love sports, that don't want to play in college. Greek life, things like that. Lots of opportunity, lots of community opportunities there, community service. So whatever you'd like to do, it's there for you. And when I think of the band, you just think of, wanting the marching band, whatever type of band you want to play in, and there might be some scholarship opportunity there for you. You just never know. But once again, get on campus and access these things. And last but not least, health and wellness, student health services, behavior health, counseling centers, things like that. If you're having problems mentally, making that adjustment. If you're homesick, you feel like you're, things just aren't going well for you, there are people there for you to talk to. So once again, these aren't things that are just going to jump out to you and say, come access me. These are things you're going to have to go out and actively seek yourself. So once again, it functions like a community. Just make sure that you're aware of these things. You'll hear about some of these things in your orientation sessions, your freshman orientation sessions. So just make sure that you're listening and you know exactly where to go when there's a particular type of service or resource that you need.
Awesome. So choosing your own path, really, it just comes down to a couple things that we think are very key. And this is just real quick going over this. Knowing yourself is a really big piece of that, knowing what you enjoy doing, knowing what you're passionate about, and really, really trying to see, what do you want to wake up and be happy doing every single day of your life. I always tell students, the paycheck is great and making six figures, it might be awesome. But if you wake up making six figures and you're miserable, that six figures isn't going to do much. So really just it's about knowing yourself, knowing what your passions are, and utilizing those in your careers. Explore your options. You've got a lot to choose from. Every single one of you all watching and every single student we work with, we know has multiple skills that they can use in multiple careers. So don't limit yourself to just one thing. You can have multiple careers. Some of y'all's parents got multiple careers, or as they probably call them, and as I usually call them, is side hustles. So you can take side hustles and make them into actual careers and be entrepreneurs or whatever you end up doing. Making decisions. That's part of adulting. You have to make decisions for yourself. Mommy and daddy can't hold your hand 24/7. You got to make those decisions for you and really, just go off of whatever happens. If you fail at something, learn from it and move on and, grow from that experience. And really that's just a part of that path. And again, with moving on past high school, it's really just about, figuring out what it is you want to do. I do want to stress that you all have plenty of time. You don't have to know what you want to do right away. You don't have to know what you want to do at 23, 24 years old. But as long as you're continuing to explore, to make decisions, knowing yourself, and really just moving on from any challenge or obstacle you may have to face, that's really all it's about. So.
All right. So thank you all so much for taking the time to be with us tonight. Again, we want to do a quick wrap up to reintroduce ourselves. So I'm Monica Jones, the college and career coach at Douglas. Miss Brandy Ashford, our college and career coach at Bryan Station, and Miss Pamela Bates. She is the CCR coach at Dunbar. They could not be with us this afternoon, but once again, they are always available to assist you. So please reach out. We have Mr. Vincent Bingham with Henry Clay, Mr. Jordan Trey Sims at Lafayette, and Miss Charlize Lewis. So now we're going to let you know how you can reach us. So if you are a student at Bryan Station, you can reach Miss Ashford. She is located in the Bryan Station High School College and Career Center in room A50. Her phone number is listed. You will be able to access this presentation. So you will have access to the links and the websites. But you can visit her online at bit.ly/CCRBSHS, on Twitter at BSHS Gold Digger, and you can email her at brandy.ashford@fayette.kyschools.us. All my Broncos and Carter G students, you can reach me in the College and Career Office located in C209. I have an open door policy, so stop in anytime. My phone number is listed. Our CCR site is FDHS CCR site. For my students, I want you to take advantage of your Canvas portal. And you can also follow me on Twitter and email. So next, we have Mr. Bingham.
All right. You can access me, the Henry Clay High School College and Career Center. And my Instagram page is at Henry Clay CCR Coach. You can access me that way, or email vincent.bingham@fayette.kyschools.us.
Awesome. Oh, it looks like my phone number got cut off. I don't think they want y'all calling me. So yeah, you guys can access me in the College Career Center at Lafayette. I'm in room 302, up on the third floor. You guys can come in, schedule a time with me. My Twitter and Instagram handles are at LHSCC Coach. You can follow me on there, and I'll be more than happy to talk with you guys. If you have any questions about anything, DM me or email me at jordan.sims@fayette.kyschools.us. And also for our Lafayette students, you guys know about the QR codes. Scan that outside in the hallways to schedule meetings with me.
Once again, Ms. Bates couldn't be with us tonight, but you can reach her. She is located in the College Career Center, room 704. She can be reached at 859-381-3554. And you can visit the school website to learn more about the CCC Center, or reach her on Twitter at Pamela Bates at PLDCCC, or Pamela.Bates@fayette.kyschools.us.
And again, I'm Charlize Lewis. I'm the College and Career Coach at Tates Creek High School. You can noon Zoom me every day. Every day I have an open Zoom. You can call me on any of the numbers that are listed. I also have a Canvas page that has every resource in it. It's under Student Support Services. Also, anything else you need, you can get on our Guidance Counselors page. All of my information is also embedded in that. You can email me at charlizelewis@fayette.kyschools.us. And I want to make sure you please go to the Student Support Services Canvas page. It has all of the information you need. So thank you all so much for watching tonight and joining us for this Face It Live show. And so until next time, we'll see you later.